Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Nicole Russo. Welcome to Spa Babies and our Spa Baby race for Sunday, August the 27th, part of New York Showcase Day at Saratoga. Race number 4 is the funny side. $200,000 is the purse. Let's take a look at these New York bred 2-year-olds. And there are some good ones in here, including the 6th, the Wine Steward, who not only is the only 2-time winner in this field, but he beat open stakes horses last time out in the Bashford Manor at Ellis Park.
Yeah, and beat a couple of nice horses, I think, at Ellis in that open company race. The funny side on New York Showcase Day, of course, named for the late, great dual classic winner, the first New York bred to win the Kentucky Derby. And we've seen a couple of horses come out of this race and go on to, point toward the following spring's classics as the New York bred program continues on the upswing. The first running of this race went to Upstart, who went on to be a multiple graded winning millionaire. And in recent years, we've seen horses like graded winner City Man, Thin White Duke, who's emerged as a classy turf sprinter. Last year, Andiamo a Firenze, who went on to be grade 1 placed in his subsequent start. So this is a really fun race that showcases the rising New York bred program.
This race is the kickoff leg of a 50-cent mandatory payout in the pick 5, and we're expecting some early speed. Here's our Timeform US pace projector. The number 2, Always a Warrior, showed big speed in his debut at Saratoga over a sloppy track very early in the meet. El Grande O gets blinkers. The number 5, Trust Fund, has shown some speed, so this pace should be solid.
Yeah, I definitely expect the pace to be solid, particularly since El Grande O, who you mentioned, is adding blinkers from the rail and a lot of the speed toward the inside.
El Grande O is won on turf, but we're going to watch his most recent start, his first start against winners in the off-turf Skidmore Stakes. He showed a little bit of speed in this race, was tracking outside, got a little bit tight on the turn, but he's pretty game to re-rally and finish second. As you mentioned, the blinkers come back on, and Linda Rice is confident, wheeling this horse back on only 9 days rest.
Yeah, after that good run against Open Company, he's a very experienced runner against some nice horses, including the Wine Steward, who we mentioned, and we'll talk more about it in a minute. Also his run against Jimmy the Tooth, a maiden special winner at this meet. His lone win did come on turf. His best figure has come on turf, and I'm not entirely sure I'm sold on him on fast dirt just yet.
He's hit the board in all 4 starts, 2 on dirt, 2 on turf. We'll see what we get from El Grande O breaking from the rail. Here's the 2, Always a Warrior, graduating at first asking. He is a son of Poseidon's Warrior, and he just showed big speed and left this field in the dust at a crucial juncture at the 3/16 pole, getting a little bit leg weary at the end, but holds on to prevail. A 47 buyer is something he'll have to build on.
Yeah, and I was taking a wait and see approach with him on his debut day, considering that there's some routability in the female family, but he really just blew up this state-bred maiden with good speed. He was getting leg weary at the end, as you mentioned, but I feel that having a race under his belt will move him forward from a fitness perspective. He's another one who's going to have to show that he can replicate this performance on a dry dirt track, though.
Carlos David trains, Dylan Davis rides. The 3 is Works for Me, trainer Joseph Lee, Javier Castellano aboard. Here's his second lifetime start, and he bobbled pretty badly at the break, but recovered and showed some gears to push the pace 3 wide. And once he makes the lead, this is a likable stretch finish. He earned a 71 buyer speed figure. He's now buyered twice in the 70s, and he just looks like a precocious 2-year-old with some early gas.
Yeah, and he's faced some nice horses in both of his races. In his first start, he finished behind Wilson Q, who went on to be on the board in the Bashford Manor that we mentioned, finished behind another next out winner in Gold Sweep. In his next start, he beat a next out winner in Antonio of Venice and finished ahead of Mischief Joke, who we talked about on Spa Babies this week. Coming off a little bit of a layoff, but he has some good works, including a bullet on August 21st at Belmont. And I think it's encouraging that Javier Castellano is keeping them out.
Some turf in the female family. He is by Daddy Longlegs. The number 4 is What You Talking About. This is a son of Dialed In, who, what a surprise, won first time out for Wesley Ward, one of the great debut trainers in the game. What You Talking About stalked the pace outside, made a bid to the front on the turn. You see him racing on his left lead here in the stretch. He's still a little bit green, but he's also game.
Yeah, and this is another one coming off a little bit of a break. But you know what? If you know the trainer patterns, Wesley Ward is never afraid to give his horses a break or to run them in good company off the bench and to have them ready to do well when they do so. Joel Rosario aboard and should be able to work out a really good trip, stalking some speed here.
He's a son of Dialed In, and 4 of his last 5 breezes have come at 5/8 of a mile. Trust Fund is the 5 for Todd Pletcher. We're going to watch this practical joke colt win his career debut. He showed nice speed. He makes the lead in the stretch, some good acceleration to take over, and once he strikes the front, it is over.
Yeah, and speed on both sides of this family. You see the stakes performing dirt sprint mares in the immediate female family. Sire Practical Joke does so well with his 2-year-old debut starters. He loved Saratoga sprints himself, winning the Hopeful, winning the Jerkins, and just really on fire with his 2-year-olds this year with the likes of Becky's Joker, Ways and Means. He's really having a good season with his juveniles.
Leading rider Arad Ortiz aboard for Pletcher. The 6 is the Wine Steward, a 2-time winner, won the Bashford Manor last time out, a $340,000 2-year-old in training purchase by first crop sire Vino Rosso. Tons of pedigree here. The Dam a Half to Giant Game, a graded stakes winner. And this horse worked out a very nice trip last time out in the Bashford Manor, stalking 3 wide, making the lead, going about his business, and a similar trip is possible from this good post position.
Absolutely, a very good post and not a huge field with the speed inside of him. And I'm sure they were happy with the draw after spending the rest of this summer. They targeted him for this race rather than moving on into other open company races after the Bashford Manor win, thinking that a state bred stakes would set him up well for a return to open company in the fall. Vino Rosso is a top 5 first crop sire, and he's really surprised me. I wasn't expecting his runners to run as well early and as well at short distances as they have. And certainly the Wine Steward, another one with a pedigree where you're going to want to circle him when he gets to go longer, with a lot of routers on both dirt and turf in his immediate family.
Manny Franco picks up the mount for trainer Michael Maker. Top pick time for the Funny Cide Stakes. We're both going to go with the 3, Works for Me, who has run fast in both lifetime starts, overcame a little bit of a bobble at the start last time out. And even though he's coming off a bit of a layoff, you mentioned the quick workout recently. I have a feeling this horse is going to be ready to roll.
Yeah, looking at that work says to me that he's ready to come off the bench. And when I was handicapping that race, we mentioned all the speed here and all the speed down inside. So I was looking for horses with some maturity who could get position, then relax and sit off what looks like a good pace and to rally on by. And I think Works for Me with Castellano staying aboard fits that bill. As I said, he's faced good company in both his outings. So I think a step up to state bred stakes is kind of right in line with his form progression.
That analysis works for me. I'm going 3-5-4-1. You're going 3-4-6-5 in the Funny Side on New York Showcase Sunday at the Spa. Good luck.